It is shaping up to be an absolutely beautiful morning. The temperatures are just a little bit cooler, even though we're still in the summer here in northern Colorado, but it just feels really nice out here. Just a beautiful morning. I'm really enjoying these trails, and I'm enjoying a pretty awesome shoe. Today I'm going to be talking about the Topo Mountain Racer 4. Now, version 3 was a shoe that I really enjoyed. It was a lot of fun to run in. I used it for a 100-mile trail race. That shoe became one of my favorite trail running shoes of 2024. Now that we're in 2025, is the Mountain Racer 4 still just as good, or is it better? Is it still my favorite 100-mile trail shoe? Well, let's talk a little bit about that on today's review video. I would like to thank Topo for sending me this shoe for the purpose of review, but know that all thoughts and opinions are my own. All the B-roll footage that you're gonna see of this shoe in this video was recorded after this run, so you're seeing the shoe in its true and current state, dirt and all. So I'm going to be talking about the overall build quality, the comfort, the performance, and the value of the Mountain Racer 4. Maybe compare it with a couple other shoes. But first, and moving on with the review, voiceover Chad, why don't you tell us about some of the specs and features of the shoe, and I'm going to continue enjoying this beautiful, beautiful area. Alrighty. Oh gosh, so pretty out here. Voiceover Chad, over to you.
Topo states, a fan favorite for race day and daily training, the Topo Athletic Mountain Racer 4 offers rugged performance on technical trails. As for some of those specs and features, you get an engineered mesh upper with underlays around the midfoot for added security and hold, TPU overlays in the toe box around the laces and the heel, an anatomical and roomy toe box, their FKT insole, which is a beaded TPU performance insole, a gusseted tongue, which is gusseted near the lace loops that hold the tongue in place, Gator compatible, zip foam EVA midsole, Vibrant Mega Grip outsole with 6mm lugs, 33mm of heel stack, 28mm of toe stack for that 5mm drop, and weighing in at 295 grams or 10.4 ounces in a men's size 9, and the US MSRP of $155. Chad, back over to you on the trails.
It's so pretty, I love trail running. That should be my theme song, I think. Hey, I forgot to mention that if you're new here, please consider subscribing. Give the video a thumbs up, it helps the algorithm. And drop a comment down below. I would love to hear what your thoughts are on the Topo Mountain Racer 3. Have you run in any of the Topo trail shoes of the past? And yeah, what have been your experience? And also, this shoe comes in at about $155 US MSRP. We'll talk about value later on in the video, but is this a shoe that you're considering to buy? If not, what other shoe are you considering at that same price point? Okay, moving on with the review, starting with the overall build and build quality, and I'll also talk about the comfort as well. So Mountain Racer 4 has some minor improvements or updates compared to version 3. Specifically, the upper fit has been slightly refined. The midsole is just a little bit softer, although I'm not sure I can tell the difference. And Topo is including their FKT insole. It's like a beaded TPU insole. It's quite nice. Overall build quality, I'm really impressed. Topo impressed me with the Mountain Racer 3. This one also impresses me. Build quality is durable. You're getting an excellent upper that's not gonna rip on you very easily. That upper material is fairly breathable and actually sheds water quite well. I got this shoe completely submerged, completely drenched in water, and the water just gets pushed out of the side, just gets squeegeed out of the shoe. So water retention, not a problem. You also get some overlays that add some durability, specifically in the toe box and around the heel. It also adds just a little bit of structure and protection on your foot. The tongue is gusseted and reasonably padded. It's got some nice, slightly denser, but a moderate amount of padding. I don't feel the laces across the top of my foot, so good job there. This is a shoe that I would use for those ultra distance endeavors. Gotta stay hydrated thanks to the feed. Check out my affiliate link, save 10%. Now, last thing on the upper is true to Topo, you get more room in the toe box with a moderately secure fit around the midfoot and the ankle. And I do appreciate the wider toe box that they offer in this shoe and their other shoes as well. It's a great ultra alternative. And while I maybe generally like a more slim fitting shoe, it is nice to allow my toes to kind of splay out every once in a while and just, I don't know, feel the trail in a different way. It's really quite nice. I like this shoe a lot. You also get some TPU overlays around the eyelet chain, and the laces themselves are somewhat soft, really kind of thick, but they lay nice and flat across the top of your foot. No blisters, no hot spots, no rubbing anywhere in this shoe. Another viewer did ask me if I got any blisters or rubbing around my heel in this shoe, where the insole kind of comes up around the side of the heel a little bit. No rubbing at all, so no issues for me. Yeah, super comfortable shoe. You get their FKT insole. That insole is awesome. It's a beaded TPU, so it just offers quite a bit more resiliency and bounce underfoot. It's really, really nice and a good additive to the overall package that Topo is offering here in this shoe. And then you also get their zip foam, midsole foam, 33 millimeters of stack in the heel, and of course that 5 millimeter drop. So this is considered a low drop shoe. The zip foam is soft, it's bouncy, it's not super critical, but it's still a very good foam. I do worry, because of my experience in the Mountain Racer 3, I worry that the midsole is gonna start to break down too much and bottom out after about 300 miles or so. So that is kind of on the back of my mind, but I'm still impressed, and I don't think that should necessarily deter you from checking out this shoe. Yeah, it's just a very comfortable midsole feeling underfoot. I also don't feel disconnected from the trail. I am able to feel what's going on underfoot. No rock plate in this shoe, but hasn't seemed to be a problem. I don't feel any of that harshness from the rocks or, sharp objects underfoot. Part of that is probably due to having a good spread of Vibram Mega Grip rubber outsole. Grip is amazing, should last a long time. 6 millimeter lugs, so you're getting plenty of lug depth and grip underfoot as well. Yeah, so I don't think there's much more to say about overall build quality and comfort. So build quality, I'm gonna have to give it a 9 out of 10. Comfort, 9 out of 10 as well. Alrighty, moving on with the performance of the Mountain Racer 4. Beautiful view. So moving on to performance. Is the Mountain Racer 4 shoe an improved shoe overall compared to version 3? And is it one that I would use in another 100-mile race? Well, the answer is overall yes to both of those questions. It is, in my opinion, overall better than the Mountain Racer 3. However, I did find that I maybe enjoyed running in the Mountain Racer 3 just a little bit more. And that is because I think because of the weight, the Mountain Racer 4 put on a few grams of weight, and it is noticed. So the Mountain Racer 3 for me was a more fun shoe because it was lighter weight. I just felt a little more nimble and quick underfoot. Mountain Racer 4 is still an amazing shoe, but I don't find myself being inspired to run faster in the shoe. However, I do find myself wanting to take the shoe out for that next trail run, and that says a lot about the shoe. During my 100-mile race in the Mountain Racer 3, the balls of my foot developed some pretty significant blisters. Now the new FKT insole in the Mountain Racer 4, I believe would really help to fix and address that issue. if you even want to call it an issue. I think it's somewhat expected to get blisters in a 100-mile race, no matter how good your shoe is. But the FKT insole, just the type of material that it is, it's a lot more resilient. And I would say that's probably the most significant upgrade that Topo gave you. I do feel that the upper is slightly refined as well. It wraps around my foot quite nicely. I feel really secure, like a good secure hold. I feel like that even though the toe box is nice and wide, my foot's not moving around side to side, even on the more technical bits, which makes this a really good mountain racing option. There is a nice, I call them underlays. Let me show you. Well, I can't show you the underlay, I have to take off the shoe. But there's an extra piece of fabric on the inside of the shoe that is, right on the inside of the shoe here, on the medial and the lateral side. In fact, you kind of see this dirt line right there. Yeah, this is where the extra piece of fabric is inside the shoe. So that helps to offer just a good, nice wrap down fit across the top of your foot, helping to hold that whole, mid portion of your foot securely in place. The heel here is still somewhat flexible, but I feel secure in the fit there. Some nice padding, but not a lot of padding, but adequate padding that helps hold your ankle in place as well. So just really like that overall fit, the midfoot, the heel, some good padding in there. The tongue is nicely padded. It's gusseted, so it's not moving around on you at all. Everything just stays in place. Your foot stays in place, and your toes have some nice room to splay out in the shoe. I also really like kind of moving down the shoe a little bit into that midsole a bit more. You get a really good solid platform. It's a little bit wider here. You can kind of see it flare out here on the sides a little bit. So you get a nice stable platform that your foot is landing on. And so even though the midsole is soft, I don't feel unstable in the shoe, like I'm gonna twist or roll my ankle at all. Yeah, just a good underfoot feel that helps you to just distraction-free enjoy those miles. By the way, look at this grass, nice golden color. It matches my shorts, my shoes, and my hat. So pretty down here. Gotta stay hydrated. And then moving down to that outsole rubber, the Vibram Mega Grip with those 6mm lugs. I was impressed in version 3. Version 4 makes no exception. Still impressed with the grip. It does amazing, especially in more technical, like loose rocks. That outsole rubber and grip stays true to the name of this shoe, Mountain Racer, and it really will perform and does perform well in the mountains. Not so good for road to trail, but if you're sticking to the trails, you'll be very pleased with that outsole grip. So would I use this shoe in another 100-mile race? Yeah, absolutely. I think this shoe is definitely worth considering for your next ultra. And while I wish the midsole was a little more bouncy, I'm very pleased with the overall performance of the Mountain Racer 4. The upper is amazing, comfortable, holds your foot well, you get some good room in the toe box. The shoe inspires me to keep going and to, just go for that next run. Maybe run an extra mile or two. It's the type of shoe that you want to take for your next trail run. So to be used for all of your training and trail racing except for the fastest of trail racing runs, I think this shoe performs very well. I'm gonna give it a solid 8.5, maybe even a 9 out of 10. All right, I'm gonna run up the switchbacks right up here, and then I'll talk a little bit about the value of the Mountain Racer 4, and also compare it to a couple other shoes and provide my overall recommendation, which you can probably gather what that's gonna be here. All right, let's get up to the top of this hill here. All right, if you don't count the switchback back there where I turned onto the trail, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 official switchback sections. But it's still a little bit more to climb here.
And this is the part of the video where I was apparently talking about the value of the Mountain Racer 4, but obviously I did not have it in the correct recording mode, so you get voiceover Chad once again. At $155 US MSRP, that puts it in line with something like the Ultra Temp 5 or the North Face Vective Endurus 4, or even the Nike Wild Horse 10. decent shoes in their own right, but I do feel that the Topo Mountain Racer 4 is the better shoe overall compared to the Nike Wild Horse 10, and the better shoe overall also compared to the Ultra Timp 5, and has a better upper and a better outsole rubber than the North Face Endurus 4. I do like the Endurus 4 supercritical midsole just a little bit more. It's a little bit more bouncy and responsive, but that's not a knock against the Mountain Racer 4. Again, for $155, I think that is a great buy, and you're definitely getting your money's worth. A phenomenal build, a great underfoot experience, and something that you can use on most of your trail running adventures.
And I totally forgot to leave off with my tagline. Be consistent, express gratitude, and enjoy every mile, as I certainly am today in the Topo Mountain Racer 4. Woo! All right, there's a biker up there. I gotta catch up to him.